So, hey everyone, I think I'm live. I don't know. I'm going to be turning the camera on in just a minute. So, in case you're wondering, it will be on momentarily. Hey everyone. All right, now I can see that I'm on. All right. So, hey Claire Bear. Hey Nikki. Hey Peta. Tifa. Erin O'Kelly. Mama Bear. Camilla. Karen Collins. Jennifer Elizabeth. Megan. Uh, Ashley. KZ. Heather. Claire. Leah. And that might be it. Jesperette, hey. Diane. I don't remember if I said Diane or not. So, hey. Oh, God. So, interesting past 24 hours, I'd say. Hey, Jay. I don't plan on like really talking about that much, to be honest with you. But I mean, I figured in case anyone wants to talk about it, I'll leave it up to you guys for now. After that, though, I was gonna go pull a video or something. So, hey, Mrs. Care, Carly, Jen, Jess, Kentucky, Love to Love 'em, Mrs. Cassandra, Sunny D, Carrie Santo, Aliar, Always Createful, Christy, Laugh Through Life, Fiesta, GTA, Cat Elizabeth. Was that Holly? Is that how you pronounce it? Holly Rohrbach? I don't, I'm not even going to try it. I'm going to butcher it. Hey, Little Red. Alexandra, Angela, Julie, Billy. Hey, Bo. Nice to see you back. Carly. Okay. Oh, what the hell? What keeps going on? Why does that keep moving on me? Damn it. Last night was wild. Yeah, it was definitely wild. Yeah, it was. So, more otters. Yay. Yeah, Claire Esper will post the otters on Twitter, and then I get to see them, and then I get to share them. I'm obsessed with otters. I want pet otters so bad, but New York State doesn't allow it. And I figure too, you could probably maybe hide one otter, but you can't just have one otter because they're such social animals. You have to get like 2 or 3. So, and then 2 or 3 otters might be harder to hide. I don't know. Hi, hey, Daddy. Hey, sexy. Is that sexual harassment? Yes, otters are so good for your soul. Oh, they're good for your mental health. They're good for your heart. Like those should be like I think those are like the natural support animals, really. Hey, Who 3. Hey, Karen Collins. She needs to be demonetized for. I know. Check the TikTok I put on Claire's Twitter. Speaking of door. Okay, I'll go pull that up in just a second. I know a lot of people want to see her demonetized and everything, and I don't know. I don't want to see anyone demonetized. I mean, like if they're breaking the law or something, like they're doing like horrible shit. Like what was that, Daddy 05 or something? I mean, I never even heard of them until like maybe a few months ago, and I read about or learned about what it was they were doing. And holy shit, man! Yeah, that's the kind of shit that needs to be demonetized and taken off of YouTube, no doubt. That's crazy. Um, I don't know, just anything other than that. I mean, like if she's actively like harming people, then yes, she should. Um, but short of that, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if she's just being an asshole, then I mean, we all have a right to be an asshole at times, right? But we don't have a right to create victims, I don't think. So, Jessica, my day was very good. Thank you. I had to work this evening, part of the night, but it was one of those days at work where it's busy enough to where you're active, but it's not so busy that you're overwhelmed. So it was a really good day at work. So yeah, she has doxed people. Yes. Um, I think even like in the legal sense, she has doxed people because I mean, like I think that we all maybe have our own maybe degree of definition for doxing, but there is like a legal sense of doxing. I don't know. I don't really think anything horrific has come as a result of her doxing, and I think maybe that might have something that may be needed for the law. But yeah, in the traditional sense or the definitive sense, she has absolutely doxed people, like several people. Yeah, you all can kind of like thank or blame, depending on which side of the fence you're on. You can thank or blame Lil Red for this live tonight. Because like several people asked if I was going live, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to go live tonight. And then by the time Lil Red asked me, I'm like, you know what? No, screw this. Everyone keeps asking me, so I'm going to go live. Remember to, oh, thank you, Nikki. Peep show art moved because of Kate. That sucks. I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, I don't know. Did she post Creepshow Art's address though? I know she posted that link, and that link had a lot of information in it. But I mean, if I were a Creepshow, I think I'd consider moving because of the link. If she, I don't know if she knew that it existed before that or not. But I don't know. It's just, and I hate to say this because like I feel like it's just one of those situations where as soon as I say this, like something stupid's gonna happen, and it's just gonna whatever. But I just, in my experience, so like no one who really bothers people online like really takes shit real life. Um, and I hope that that doesn't change. I hope that that remains my experience. But I realize that there's always a first time too, so I don't want to, sound too overconfident there. But um, my address I know has been out since like 2017, and circles of people that really despised me, and I've never had I don't know of anything that's ever happened because as a result. So when all her dragging endeavors to get them canceled, and she will be boxed and to stick to that and maybe move it. Yeah. Hey, Karma Kid. All right. My nose was running, and I took an allergy pill like right after I decided to go live, and it still hasn't kicked in yet. Despise me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think maybe the alpha probably forgot about me by now because I really haven't been running around like those communities for almost a year now. But yeah, there's a couple of communities on Facebook full of people who absolutely despise me. I could read you out some of my messages. They're funny. But oh yeah, here I'm gonna put a link in here too if anyone wants to check it out. Wait a minute. How do I get that? Okay. Oh wait, no, I want it for the whole post. I don't want it for that. Is it the whole? Okay, yeah, this whole post. Okay. So this link is to an Imager post that I put up. This post contains all the screenshots that contains the screenshots of all the comments made in last night's live stream. In case I know some people have been wanting to read them and everything. So here's this. You're gonna find like two different formats for the screenshots because I didn't get all of them. So people were kind enough to send me what they had. So there's one set of one design of screenshots, I guess you could say, are mine, and then the other one is from someone else. So that's why they're different. So there's that. And this also, although everyone probably saw it on Twitter, but just in case. Copy link. Okay, this is another Imager post. It just contains screenshots of the emails. That's all. Oh, the emails and Twitter DM that I received. I didn't post that one to Twitter yet. That's right, I forgot. So there's emails and Twitter DM. So there you go. In case anyone wants to check it out. Oh, and let me do this too while I'm thinking of it. While I'm sharing links. So what do we got here? And one more. Okay. So, we should. All right. So I just want to share these links too. At least you have a sense of humor about it. Well, I mean, you have to really, and I don't know. It's kind of comical though too. I mean, I don't know. So, damn it. There we go. Can you put it in the description box so we can look? Oh yes, I will. I'll put it in there. Good idea. Thank you. The imager link to the screenshots of the comments from last night's live stream. That link is already in the description for last night's live stream. I did do that. All right. Okay. And I just realized what your personal link says. Red. That's cool. And you're welcome, Claire. There. All these links are to the channels of the people moderating. Nikki, I don't know if you have a channel or not. If you do, let me know and I'll share that one too. But like I said, these are the channels to the moderators, and if I would appreciate it if you guys went and checked them out, because they got some pretty cool shit on their channels, so you'll appreciate that you did it too, I think. So, and let me just open this up real quick, and then I'm gonna go find a video. I'll take requests too if anyone has a certain video or something that they want to see, and I have it. I mean, there's a good chance I'll have it, but not a great chance, I guess. And open that up. Okay. All right. So, did I miss anything here? It's actually. Oh, okay. Wait, what is your YouTube link? Your YouTube channel, Lou Red? I don't, but thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Nikki. Looks like I gotta add a word to something. Okay, let me go add that quick. All right. So that might go away. I don't know. Thank you for this. Oh, you're welcome. Please. Okay. Yep, that's what I was opening up in case I was asked to do it, so it would be all here ready to go. Where'd that go? Shoot. Someone just asked, "Hey, I just saw your tweet. Who wrote that Cast T?" I wrote that. If you're talking about my tweet, I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't think anything really happened, to be honest with you. But and the email's too small to read. Can you read it? Yeah, I can do that. Wait a minute. I know her video's freaking hilarious. Oh, I was just saying I can use spell check. I was like, whoa, I use spell check. Is my spell check wrong? But I don't know what happened, honestly. Just my honest opinion, I don't think that this is the emails and these hacking attempts or whatever, these threats or whatever. It's all intended. It's intentional. It's not occurring naturally. It's not just some people who are naturally pissed off. It is people who have been directed or employed or something. It's intentional. They're doing it for just to cause get to an end result, I think. And so when I come to that conclusion, in my opinion, I wonder, well, who would do this? Who would want this to happen? Who's benefiting? Who does this benefit? And there's a few people that it benefits, and and I'd say there are maybe even some other people that'll benefit besides just like Swanson and Katie or the Paulsons, whatever we'll say. But also, I wonder, well, who's so invested in this that they need this, and who has the money to fund this? And that's when the list narrows down really to those three. So, and I think that the whole reason, I don't know, the whole driving force or whatever, the reason why this is happening is not to, I think it's just to create so much chaos and so much doubt and everything that they think it will make this lawsuit going forward like extremely difficult. Like, if people are just so bombarded with all this crap and nonsense coming at them, then it's hard to tell what is nonsense and what is not nonsense. And you just have straight up chaos. And when you have straight up chaos, you just want to get the hell away from it because you can't sort it out. And I think that that's my opinion. That's kind of the intent. I don't know. On a computer, use control and the plus key to make it. Oh, I didn't know that. Does that work? John, you said on a computer, use control and the plus key to make the images bigger. Does that work on iMac, Windows, and like Linux? I mean, is it the same keys, or like would on iMac would it be like command instead of control? She's saying that her lawyer was love bombed. Holly, what do you mean her lawyer was love bombed? I don't know what that means. Salty responded and Slade, you did? Hey, SC Johnson. Windows, yes, not sure about Mac. I don't use. Okay, yeah, and on Mac it probably is command because I noticed that like what you would use control for on Windows is usually replaced with command on iMac, and I'm guessing that it will work on Linux because most Windows commands will work on Linux. Huh, I want to see if you responded to the threats real quick. Damn it. I remember I can't type out salty because then it won't come up. I have to drop the Y. Funny. Is this, oh. Oh. This sounds interesting. Oh, the tweet is unavailable. You're unable to view this tweet because the account owner. Yeah, okay. So those two I can't read. All right, is that the only one? I'll post them and read them in just a second. I just want to make sure I get them all, and it looks like I did. Yeah, okay, it's just the one really. All right, and yeah, I'll have to take a screenshot and do that. I think I can. Where? All right, share screen. Oh damn it! It's just giving me video file. Not giving me image file. All right, I'm gonna have to go to freaking Chrome. I should have set this up beforehand, but I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. So it's gonna open in a minute. In the meantime, though, I'll read it to you and then I'll show you. So it says. He said, Nat has received a significant number of threatening emails, some of which contained advanced knowledge of defense filings that was not public knowledge. Defense filings. Are you saying she sent those emails to herself? Then how did she have advanced information about the filings when we didn't? So The emails Nat has received had advanced knowledge of the defense filings, not of Salty's side's filings, but of Katie's side's filings. And Salty's saying he didn't even have advanced knowledge of these filings or the information that was contained in these filings. But Nat somehow did. So where else could Nat have found the information if you know what I mean? She wouldn't have. So it had to have been someone who had privilege to that information, or someone who had privilege to that information and then shared it with the people who are pulling this off, or actively doing it, or employed to do it, whatever. So that's interesting. Very interesting. It's all good. We love you. Huh? Cool. Thank you, Mama Bear. See, did I miss anything else here? I'm still waiting for Chrome to start up. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up, Karen. As soon as Chrome gets moving, then I'll share it. But I read it though for now, but I'll still share it. So you were live and just want to say hello. Did you change your name? I am Hot Frog. No, I didn't change my name. It's still Aaron. It's kind of always been Aaron. Wait, what? Okay, now it's starting to run. Okay. Interesting. All right, I'm going to probably get kicked out in a second, so because I'm switching browsers. Okay, and now I should be back on. Let me open this up so I can see the comments and stuff. I think I'm back on now. Let me close that out. Okay. All right, switch this over to live chat. All right, and I should be back now. So people are being hacked. I don't know if people are being hacked, actually, Diane Harlow. I know that there were said to be hacking attempts on Nat's email, on Salty, on allegedly on Katie's emails. Maybe a couple other people, I don't know. But for the most part, I think what's been happening is like nefarious emails have been sent, comments or tweets, mostly DMs. Lately, it seems maybe even YouTube comments or chats. So it's mostly, I would call it like harassment, maybe. I think it's kind of like, I don't know, like, I think it's kind of lackluster, really, to call it harassment, though, at this point, because I don't see, only because my personal opinion is like they're not really threatening, in my opinion. So, harassment, just me personally, I feel like that's too strong of a word, but I can understand though if other people feel that it is harassing. I get, whatever. That's what I would say. Thank you, Christy, for the super chat. Again tonight, I'm paying you $5 to not mute yourself. I will try to earn that $5. I DM the comments around. So you DM'd him to who? Me? I signed. Okay, I am. All right, yay. Let's see. Well, I'm guessing this is you. I won't say your name though. Oh, what do you know? That person's commented on him. What do you know? Oh, I see. And someone else had already sent me Salty's response. Okay, thank you. I don't know if you're in the chat or not. See, I don't know if any of my like Twitter, peeps are in the YouTube chat, because I don't know. I don't always know who's who on each platform. Okay. All right. Thank you, Aaron. Since you use two browsers, is the other one for the dark? Just curious. No, that one I just use Tor for the darknet. Or I don't know if it's the darknet or the deep web. I don't know. No, I use Tor for that one, or I2P. But I like Firefox. I used to like Chrome, but I really like Firefox for a browser now. Chrome, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Chrome lately, but only certain things, like on StreamYard, for example, will work with Chrome. So it's kind of annoying. And I forgot I was going to share the screenshot of that tweet. My bad. Share screen. Oh, first I got to put up there. All right. And there we go. So here it is, so everyone can see if they want to see. So yeah, this is Salty's response to something about it's Salty's response to someone who had, I guess, said something to him about Nat being the hackers or whatever. And he said, Nat has received a significant number of threatening emails, some of which contained advanced knowledge of defense filings that was not public knowledge. Are you saying she sent those emails to herself? Then how did she have advanced information about the filings when we didn't? I get how and why people have been leaning towards thinking Nat is behind a lot of this. I get that, just because I think a lot of it is because she says she allegedly suffers from a mental illness that so many people don't understand. I am one of those people, so I get it. I really get it. However, I just can't. I can't forget like how Salty has said. First of all, I can't imagine Salty wouldn't vet a witness or do his due diligence. I have no doubt that he would. And then I can't forget how he said that the hacking attempts and everything have already been traced back to a hacker farm outside of the UK. I mean, that's a huge piece of evidence there. You can't just discount that because your gut's telling you something's a little weird about someone. And then stuff like this, the person who sent Nat the emails had advanced knowledge of what Katie's side was doing when that wasn't even public knowledge. There's no way Nat would have knew that. So Nat couldn't have sent these to herself. And even if she did have that knowledge, why would she be sending this shit to herself? I mean, it's stupid. That's, in my opinion, it's just kind of stupid. And also, too, hacker firms are not cheap. They don't do this shit for free. They can be cheap, I guess, maybe, but for a long game project like this, I don't think that they'd be cheap. I just don't. So, and what would be the investment for Nat financially or in any other way? So that's where I come to my conclusions. Twitter peep is in the chat. I'm here, but you don't follow me. What do you mean I don't follow you? I don't understand. I don't follow. I don't follow a whole lot of people on Twitter because there's a lot of people now. They're coming around, and I don't know. I don't want to end up blocking people and shit. I feel like if I just can't kind of keep that part small, then I feel like there's less friction. Twitter peep is in the chat. I don't know. Aaron hasn't decided. Have you ever cleared your cache for Chrome? I'm wondering if it takes so long to load because it's clogging me. You know what? You might be right. It's been a long time since I cleared the cache for that. A real long time. Where are you going with the stream? Please, I love your content. I'm about to pull up a video. I thought maybe everyone seemed to like really enjoy watching one of the Katie's older Tati ones, so I thought I'd pull up another one of those. I gotta tell you and anyone in last night's live, I redid my son's room today when we revealed it for him. His little sis fell to the floor crying that it wasn't for her. Oh no. I immediately had flashbacks to the convo from last night about KJ being that little sister. Needless to say, little sister had some time alone. Aw. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not protected. Okay, well, I'll check you out. I mean, are you on Twitter under the same name or a different name? Yeah, exactly, stretchy veg. That's funny. She would know about those filings before anyway. I mean, it'd be her and her lawyer strategy that they constructed. So it'd be weird for anyone else really to know that. I mean, let alone that. Oh, you're welcome, Rebecca. Actually, when I start looking for one of those now, let's see. Exactly, stretchy badge. It's still killing me. Oh my god. Okay. Let me see what folder I want to go into. I want to try to find a little bit of an older one, maybe. Like before maybe October or the end of October. And maybe not my one. All right, these are a little bit older. Oh, it's a mica file. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I wonder if this is one I kind of planned to play last night, but I got confused. All right, so there's one here from October 14th. YouTube, clearing a few things up. What is Tati hiding? And something, Charles wasn't my source and other questions. Wait, oh no, that's right. That one wouldn't play. All right, shoot, my bad. It saved all screwy, wonky. That's why I didn't play it last night. Okay, so how about... I think I found the Johnny Yates one too, because I know we were looking at that last, or I was looking at that and people were talking about it. But how about, what the hell, why, you said I'll save like that, didn't we? No, wait, that one should work. Let me just test it out quick. Some of these, it saves weird, like if I try to download them too early for some reason. And this one did good, okay. All right. Okay, almost done. And share audio, and there we go. All right, let me just check the chat quick before I start playing it. Okay, torn gay pride flag is back. Oh, woe is me. I used to be so gay and beautiful until I met KJ. I used to believe in love until she beat the living crap out of me and blamed her neighbors for donations. Oh, God. Hey, Debbie. Yep, same name. I DM'd you once before because Nat was trying to get a hold of you. Okay. Oh, yeah, a couple people DM me because Nat wanted to talk to me or whatever, but I mean, that was when the court case and stuff was still going on, and I didn't want to insert myself into it or whatever. I just, figured when this is all done and over, then I can maybe reach out if, people still want it. But that's all. I just didn't want to cause any issues there. Okay. So this video is from I think it's from October 14th. Called James Charles instructed me to remove all videos about Tati Westbrook so they can end Jeffree Star. See, I really want this other one to play though. Let me see what happens if I try to play it. Yeah, it's not going to play. That one saved horribly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start playing.
This is going to be a video where we don't even really talk about tea. This is stuff that relates to me, but it's tea for some of you. It's not tea, it's real life, but I want to talk about it because it's something that I have been dealing with for more than a year, and it involves some people on this platform. And I feel like the only way that I can share my story is by putting it out on this platform, using my platform in order to let people know what happened, what's going on, and where this is going in the future. Because this has been part of my background for the last, 15 months, 16 months. It happened back in May of 2019. And it's been ongoing since then because I was doing some legwork into a story I covered back then related to Tati and James Westbrook. So I want to just be very transparent here. I wrote an article when I was writing for Pathios about Tati and James Westbrook shortly after everything happened with the Bye Sister video. Over the course of several weeks, I conducted a search of all kinds of different backgrounds to understand sort of the motivations that Tati Westbrook might have had to upload a video against her competitor, James Charles, because of vitamins. Now, obviously, Tati has come forward and blames Jeffree Star for forcing her to upload it. And she says that, Shane Dawson was the person that convinced her to upload the video, and she was fed lies, and it wasn't about vitamins, and it wasn't about this, and it wasn't about that. But obviously the vitamins played a catalyst role because it was that anger of hers or that frustration she felt about James promoting another set of vitamins that propelled her into a place where she makes this video, talks about the vitamins for more than half of the video, and then ultimately leads to James.
Okay, so was the video skipping? Because it kind of looked like it was skipping to me. Like, not buffering, but skipping, I guess. I just want to double check. Some friends are visiting again. So who do we have here? Okay. Because I thought I saw a name up above, but I'm not positive. And I don't want to start pointing people out and be wrong. Like I almost did the Bo last night, or I kind of did the Bo last night and almost really did the Bo last night. So I don't want to do that. It was okay. Thank you, Jay. Sneak out just for 1 second and smash the... Thank you, Julie. Okay, I'm going to go back to playing it then.
James losing millions of subscribers. The story was obviously a humongous story. It was covered everywhere. Major outlets, CNN and NBC and all of these huge stories. All these huge media networks covered the story because of the number of subscribers that James Charles lost because of the video that she made. Well, it turns out that Tati has now come out to apologize to James Charles and now blames Jeffree and Shane. But there was a time when during this whole component, I was doing some background searches on Tati to figure out if there were things in her background that might motivate her to try to essentially take a competitor down, because that's what it looked like to me. And that was my opinion. She was angry about someone who was promoting a competing brand. She was frustrated with someone who has a platform like hers that has beauty. It was one of those exposed videos where you're exposing, but then you're also trying to ruin in the same breath, in my opinion.
Conversation that James Charles and I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking man, and somehow you're the victim. You know, it's really disgusting to manipulate someone, especially when they are still, emerging into adulthood and don't quite have everything figured out. You are using your fame, your power, your money to play with people's emotions. You're threatening to ruin them. You're threatening to embarrass them. And you're doing that to have them behave in favor, even if they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay.
So I did this search and I started uncovering a lot of things about her husband and her that were kind of sketch, like a lot. And I uploaded a video, which was posted onto my channel last year. I have privated that video only because I was told to by another influencer. And this is where it gets tricky. So in this video that I made, I had a very small channel at the time, but I did share some very damning information about James Westbrook, including the fact that he had a current case out in the state of California by his friend William Hawk, who had lent him more than $300,000, and he was being sued for breach of contract and fraud. William had alleged that James had borrowed money and that James had never paid him back, and he had used his mother's property in Hawaii as collateral for this loan. Okay. Well, at the time I did the video, there was a default judgment because James Westbrook never responded. Well, it turns out James Westbrook absolutely did respond, but it was only after I made my video, and it was in his response to the court that he said that he learned about this case through an online blog. So he claims that he had no idea that Williams was suing him, and he and William are currently in mediation according to the court agreement now, where he and Williams Hawk are going to somehow work out a payment plan. I don't know. There's a jury trial scheduled for 2021 if they don't come to mediation, but it was ordered by the court to go to private mediation so they could settle this dispute. So when that opened that door, I started going to Hawaii, where I found out that his sister had actually sued him as well, related to that same property. And his sister claimed in her court documents, in federal court documents, that he had his mother sign a quitclaim deed to this property.
Someone just made a comment in chat that kind of, I'm curious about something, but someone said, where is it? Her accent, or Holly says, her accent with the tone of her voice makes me mad. I'm curious, for the people who see or hear this from Minnesota, does everyone in the state, I mean, I know that there's like a Minnesota accent, I guess you could say, or dialect maybe, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But it seems to me that it's more noticeable in her for some reason. Now, maybe it's the part of Minnesota she's from, I don't know. But is this type of accent, or does everyone in Minnesota sound like her basically, or even a part of Minnesota sound like her? Or is it kind of just her, the way she puts her own accent on the accent, I guess? Because like it's not even that it's almost Canadian sounding. I mean, you can pick up the parts, a Canadian sound in there or whatever, but it's something else. It's something so much more. Nikki, I am from the same area and I don't sound like her. Okay. John, sounds Midwestern, but I wouldn't be able to tell what state if I didn't already know, but then I'm a New Englander. See, I never really picked up on the accent either, Midwestern accent or whatever. But lately in her, I can hear it. The way they say vowels, really. I don't know. It's different. It's a really different when you start picking up on it. You can't not hear it. But yeah, it took me probably about a year to start hearing it, to be honest, because I don't know, accents. I don't do good with accents, but not everyone from Minnesota sounds like her. Some sound worse than her. Oh no. Okay. I have family from Wisconsin and they have a similar accent, but it's like she puts on even more than normal. Exactly, Crystal. That's what I'm kind of wondering. And I spent 3 weeks in Minnesota years ago, and I don't remember anyone really having an accent, but like I said, I'm kind of tone deaf when it comes to accents. So, and it took me like a year to hear Katie's start coming through, but now it's like screaming at me. I can't not hear it. I live in Fargo. Some people have a strong accent, some don't. Okay. Yeah, it's very strong with her, it seems. I don't know. PETA, she sounds American to me. No, we don't all sound like her. Come on now, dude, come on. I don't sound like her, right? Mama Bear. I think it's just her. I think it's just because it's her. Yeah, that could be it. And absolutely, that could absolutely be it. Nikki, she definitely has a Midwest accent, but the bitchiness is accentuated. Oh, that's funny. Not for nothing too. Like we just mentioned Wisconsin. It's kind of odd, I guess, maybe because I know Minnesota and Wisconsin, like a lot of people kind of get them confused, or they kind of end up grouped in with each other. It's kind of odd then that she's kind of such a bitch to so many people, because those few weeks I spent in Minnesota, I've never in my life been around so many nice people, like just naturally nice, no matter what you're doing. If you're at the store, if you're walking down the street, if you're looking at something in a store, like they're just so nice and like almost happy to see you. Like it's crazy. Is your accent from Western New York and Michigan? I don't know. I'm from Central New York. Like Western New York, I think, is like Rochester and like Buffalo. And Rochester, I'm about a good hour and a half away from Rochester. So I'm like in between Utica and Albany. I'm in between Syracuse and Albany, but I'm probably a little bit closer to Syracuse than Albany. I don't know. Maybe it's Western New York. I don't know. Oh, GTA and opinions. I'm from New Hampshire. Been in California since I was 8, and even I still say Oregon like Oregon. Yeah. I used to spend my summers in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, and my first year there, I met some kids or whatever. I mean, I was like 12 or 13, I think, and they kept telling me to say park the car, and I thought that they're saying say pack the car, so I kept saying pack the car, but they were telling me to say park the car because that's how they say it. It's weird. Minnesota, nice, but KJ didn't get that gene apparently. Yep, exactly, Nikki. Yep. But I mean, yeah, it was crazy in Wisconsin there. I remember I flew back and my mom picked me up at the airport, and we it was like maybe like 45-minute hour drive or so from the airport, and we got off at our exit, and the toll booth operator was like just so rude. And I was like, yes, I'm home. I'm home. I have a strong Irish accent. Oh, Karen, I love hearing those accents. Something about the Irish accent. I don't know. I love it. I like the Scottish one too, but the Scottish one is a lot harder for me to understand. And like even like the English accent, I have problems understanding. And I don't mean like the thick accent, like in certain parts of England. I mean like even like the mainstream media London accent. I sometimes have a hard time understanding. Yeah, that's Massachusetts. Park the car. Exactly. Carly, I wish I have an accent. I bet you have an accent to a lot of people, Carly. I love Hampton Beach. Oh my God. Yeah, isn't it awesome? I used to go out there with my dad. He worked construction, so he traveled a lot for work, and he did a lot of work out in New Hampshire, like for years. So like, I mean, like my parents were happily married right up until the day my mom died. But like I said, he had to be out of town a lot. So in the summers when he had to be out of town, like me and my mom would go out there and visit, or sometimes just me. So I loved it there. Oh God. And after my dad passed away, I went out there for a few days just, because I had to. But yeah, I loved Hampton Beach. Nikki, I think you have the accent. Maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah. She's bilingual too, English and Dushanese, I'm guessing. I love British accents. I wish I could emulate it, John. Yeah, I I can't do any accents at all. Like I'm literally tone deaf when it comes to that. But I wish I could. Katie, though, on the other hand, I've heard her do it a few times in videos, and she's like really got an ear for mimicking accents. I'm jealous of her for that, actually. Little Miss Nowhere, I'm Russian and American. My friends have told me when I get mad or excited, the Russian comes out. You know, I have tried to learn Russian several times because out of all the languages I've heard spoken, I love the Russian language. I don't know why. It's just, I know a lot of people are like, what? That's crazy. I'm like, oh my God, no, I love it. And like I actually, my first time trying to learn it, I did pretty good at learning it because like I could write Russian to a degree and read it. But I can't do that. I can't pronounce any of the words. I don't know how to. I tried and it's just I sound like an idiot and I can't understand it hearing the words. I can read and write it maybe a little bit, but that's it. But God, I wish I could. I wish I could make those sounds just come out of my mouth. And I sent all those learning screenshots from. Thank you very, very much, Christy. Yeah, I someone sent them to me this morning too. But I don't think that we got them all. So yeah, if anyone wants to send me the screenshots from last night or of the comments, please send them to me because I want to make sure that we get them all. And I don't think we did get them all. So the Russians had the best insults. I wish I could speak it. People often think I'm from the West Country, but I'm not. The West Country. Oh, Sussex accent's hair strong in the arm and thick and okay, all right. So that's West Country. All right. Hey, Chainly Dish. I think everyone has an accent probably since I'm from New England and don't have one that I know of. Yeah, New Englanders, they don't have any accent. All my family. Sorry, I try and stop doing that. Peter, my maternal grandparents are Londoners, and so some of my words sound a tad posh in Australia. So London, like when I hear, I think the Londoners accent or whatever, it just sounds like a lighter accent, a lighter English accent. So I'm guessing that's what's viewed as posh, maybe. And Nikki May, I'm still learning Russian language, but it's a very beautiful. Yeah, it is. It is a very beautiful language and complicated. I mean, and I think, in my opinion, I think any language you try to learn that comes with its own different alphabet is going to be a challenge. But it's not even the alphabet that I think is all that challenging with Russian. It's just getting the pronunciation, the enunciation correct. It's very difficult. Erin, please read her email. You mean the emails I shared on Twitter? Here. Let me pull them up on Twitter though, because I redacted some things and I redacted Nat's email on the ones I posted because I didn't want to. I don't want to risk shit happening there. So how can I don't know how I can do this. Video profile and how do I make this full screen? Just a picture. I can't make the side thing go away, I don't think. Damn it. All right, I'll download it. And this one. Oh shoot, damn it, fuck. What was that in? I found a video I wanted to put on next, and now I just lost it again. Let's see, I'm just find it quick. Oh yeah, there it is, okay. Put a couple of color All's next to it so I can find it. All right. So we'll do this one first. All right. So, yeah, okay, it's all redacted. So, yeah, this is one of the, I think that maybe all the emails say the same thing, but they came at 4 different times. I don't know why. But I had 4 emails that I think all said the same thing. 2 of them came with like this yellow warning on it there. 2 of them didn't. Like I said, when the first one I opened and I read it, I started reading it and I heard, I seen it said, shoot, where is it now? Something about slag. I remember because I know slag is like a British saying. A lot of people who are colleagues of mine on Facebook from the vaccine community there quite a few of them are from England or like Australia, New Zealand and stuff. So I've become a bit more familiar with British slang, I guess. And that's why I knew it was from, there was a British slang word. So that was my first inclination that it was not Katie. And then I seen to be careful with this message. Gmail cannot verify that it actually came from without a crystal ball 78 at gmail.com. Avoid clicking links, downloading attachments, or replying with personal information. Then report spam, report phishing, which I thought was very, I don't know. It doesn't lend much confidence when you're told that a Gmail account cannot be verified by Gmail to be a Gmail account. Oh, okay. Slagging off is definitely UK slang. Yeah. Did Nat contact you? I think she did. I don't want to get too involved here. I mean, I'm going to keep posting shit that these people, whatever the nefarious things that people are sending to me, because my personal opinion, and unless I'm doing harm or whatever by doing so, I feel like the more you allow this shit to stay and remain secret, then the easier you make it for, evil CUNTs to continue. So I think that bringing it out to light might be at some point soon, hopefully, just kind of discouraging. So that's my thinking. But I mean, if my sharing him or whatever does cause some harm or anything for Nat or anyone else for that matter, then I will stop doing this. So, all right, this email says, Aaron Costello, it wasn't me nor Todd in your chat tonight, and get your facts right before you slag me off to your minute amount of followers. Natalie is mentally unhinged, and her declaration was thrown out, so believe anything she says about voicemails. So to believe anything she says about voicemails or messages is preposterous. What's preposterous? Oh, I thought it was I can't see. This is very small print. The trolls, i.e. Kaylee and Megan, do not speak for me or Todd. Neither have I instructed anyone to act on my behalf. I don't know Natalie. I've only spoken to her twice. Is this another thing? Doesn't Katie say she's never spoken to her? I'm pretty sure that's what she says. So it's weird to hear I've only spoken to her twice. So anything she releases, like voicemails or videos, shouldn't be believed. She needs professional help to be hospitalized, not given a platform. I don't understand this. I didn't give Natalie a platform. I didn't share anything in Natalie. I wasn't even talking about Natalie last night. None of us were, I don't think. So why? It seems like they're very desperate to make everything about Natalie. Like they're directing shit there. Like stuff that doesn't naturally direct there. They're like rerouting it there. I don't know. I have emailed her too. She will not be bothering anyone in future now. I'd be very careful what you say from now on. Yeah. Fuck off. Tina isn't in any position to threaten me with being sued either. We have a lot on her too. Think twice before you bring my name up in your chat again, unless you want to face your own lawsuit, Aaron. That's funny. If you click, it'll zoom. That's why there's, okay. There's an A. I see. Oh, I see the plus sign. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was that easy though. know? Oh, what do you know? Thank you, Tifa. Are you going to do more videos on critical? Yes, I have to. I really haven't given her as much attention lately, and I need to, because I actually enjoy. I didn't enjoy watching her shit or whatever to find stuff for content, but I'm actually starting to enjoy it a little bit. Like, I don't know, like I don't think I really enjoyed watching Katie, but I think just, I don't know, it's kind of cathartic maybe. But for some, because I feel like some people are going to get upset about this, but there's actually a lot of things that Kay says that I don't disagree with. Like me and the Glare were saying that one night. You listen to her and you're like, yeah, oh wow, yeah, and you start thinking, maybe she's not bad. Hey, I could actually be friends with her or something, and then she goes and she fucks it all up by saying something, and you're like, what the hell? So that's, I don't know. I actually kind of started enjoying listening to her at times. All right, there's one more email, although I think it might say the same thing. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it does say the same thing. Okay. Yeah, so this one though, I clicked on I brought this arrow down, and it just was talking about like security, email security and stuff. So it had like a learn more information, whatever. And I clicked that and I was reading about it a little bit. My son explained some of it to me too, because he's learning about all this shit with his job. And it's, I don't know, it's interesting. I find it all very interesting. I don't know what Nat has recorded. I don't know if I believe them really saying that Nat's recorded anything. I mean, I haven't seen or heard Nat saying that, so. Sitting right now, does that mean Melbourne? Lee's box? Aaron, you're supposed to be shaking in your boots. You didn't expect. She didn't expect you to start with, these boots are made for walking. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, why even threats to sell? Yeah, the email makes no sense. Yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But I almost wonder if so I wonder if the source behind all this nonsense and chaos, is someone driving at something, then what's the whole point though of keeping Nat involved in it? What's the whole point? And honestly, I don't know. I think maybe just because she maybe seems on paper like someone easy that they could easily pin shit on. And sadly, if that's the case, there are a lot of people kind of being duped into it. And that's mostly sadly for Nat, because she's the one who has to deal with it. But I mean, I try to wonder if I was in their shoes, why would I bring Nat into it? And that's the only real reason I can come up with, is that she seems like, plus the fact that she's not in the United States, that I would think that helps. And her history and everything, just, if you wanted to try and blame all this shit on someone, I don't know why you would choose anyone other than that, because of these factors. Could be that iJesse guy on YouTube. And I agree, iJesse has absolutely inserted himself in everything, and I have seen and heard some things regarding him that do seem kind of odd and troubling. Don't get me wrong, I don't know all that much into it, so if I'm speaking nonchalantly, it's only because I don't know the full extent of it, maybe. But I don't think that he would be doing any of this shit, because if this is either a lot of work, if it's someone behind it all, like actively behind it all, or it's a good chunk of change if it's someone employing those behind it all. And I don't see Jesse, or definitely don't see Nat or whatever having the money, or I just having the money or the time or I don't know. I just don't see it. It doesn't fit in my mind. Nat is like, oh, yeah, no, we're not talking about, I think you mean Nate, Justin. Nate is the lawyer. Who 3? When did you talk about Nat? Yeah, I didn't. Did I miss something? Maybe there are They are trying to make Nat look worse so she looks less credible and can't be a witness. But that's the thing. She wouldn't be a witness. I don't think. Yeah, no, oh no, wait, yeah, no, it wasn't the stuff on Lorianne that she suggested or she said that Katie was deleting. I think it was the stuff on Tati. But even still, I mean, there has to be more people in the possible witness pool that can attest to such behavior. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. It still seems like an awful lot of work, though, to put into discrediting one person, considering what we believe what kind of trouble she can cause for Katie's side in a lawsuit. She can maybe cause some, but I don't think if there was a ruling against Katie, I don't think it would be from that alone. There would have to be a lot more to it. So letting you know Chelsea is tweeting more stuff, like within the past few minutes, or let's see. Why is it? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna post these just a second, guys. I just want to go through them quick. All right. So that's from 11 minutes ago. So this started with Ashley Ray's post from 5 hours ago. Just check the account. Oh, okay, all right. So he had posted. Let me get a screenshot. Okay, there, got them. What the hell? Oh, that's right. That'll be under desktop. There we go. Okay, yeah, there's he had a couple of screenshots in with his post, so I just downloaded them quick so I can just go over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, so let me check the chat before I go through this. Hey, Christ Conflict. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't DM you and let you know I was going live. I didn't decide to go live though until like midnight. So. Okay, and thank you, Sue, for telling me about this. So, all right. He tweeted, it was in response to Ashley Ray's tweet, but he tweeted, did she send you some of the emails that were sent from spoofed email accounts? Spoofed, not hacked. Here are just a few. And then his screenshots say, okay, all that info. You're dead. We're coming for you, bitch. If Salsi refile and anything about Swanson is in those filings, you're dead. You hear? We will slit your... Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not reading all that nonsense. We know he's planning something, and we know you've been talking to him, giving him information. So give him a message for us. If he files the case in Minnesota, the local lawyer is going to be terminated, we'll say. Lonnie is being closely watched. That skinny twig got what's coming. I don't know what that means. We won't hurt a hair on his pretty little head. but we will destroy everyone else around him. And the third one, if you refile, oh, this one was too saucy. If you refile, we will terminate you, your family, your law firm, your witnesses, Kim and Nat and Toddy and James. Yeah, okay, buddy. You silly brat. Okay, there's more. I'm just going to grab them. I just want to check the chat quick. Okay. All right. So there was that. All right, I'm going to take a screenshot of that one too. Okay. There's more. There is more. I think. Maybe not. No, there is. What is this replying to? Okay. Huh. Okay. So this one first. I can hear my stomach growling. I hope you guys can't hear that. And there was this one. Okay. Oh shoot, which one do I want? Okay, so I'm sharing this one. It's not salty, but I thought it might be interesting. And then I'm going to share salties. But this one from Ashley Ray. Since Mr. Salts posted the emails, I feel comfortable posting the DM that Nat shared with me. I find it absolutely despicable that they're doing what they're doing to her. Regardless if you support her or not, no one deserves this. And the screenshot she shared. Here we go. Is of this from Megan B. Here, I can make that larger. Yay, see? I remember how to do it. So Megan B. Don't make me tell blank. Delete what you have. And I'm guessing this is Nat responding. No, you are trying to set us up. Do your worst. Nat isn't here, so you got me, and I'm not scared of you. Blank won't be mad at us, but he will be mad at you. He'll effing kill you. But we may beat him to it. Jesus. We have people outside your home with a gun. Oh, Jesus Christ. Delete it. All of Twitter sees you're a liar and you have nothing left. Just whatever yourself, and we will, just, I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's almost comical. I mean, not for her, obviously. I'm sure it's not at all comical for her, but just hearing the language and shit used, it's ridiculous almost, it seems. So, all right. So, salties. And this one. Right? Yes. So this was Salty's tweet. Please explain to me how Nat received this message from a hacker's fake Facebook account more than 13 hours before a defense filing of which we had no advance notice. This is why Nat is providing us and the FBI information. Fred, whoever lives in San Diego, studied at Pierce Community College. New filings today, Natty. Oh, so no one knew that there was going to be filing 13 hours before the defense filing. Like not even Salty's team knew of this upcoming filing. But somehow they're saying that Nat is doing this. So somehow Nat must have had advanced knowledge of this. I mean, yeah, this chick who Katie's side says is nothing, is unimportant, who knows nothing, who's just, just a blip or waste of time or whatever, who lives in England, has advanced knowledge here. It doesn't make sense. Like, their bullshit doesn't even make sense. That is weird. The hacking came around defense stuff. Yeah, exactly. Please read my tweet reply to that. Okay, I will. I'll pull that up in just a second. Ashley, I want to check that. Hey, Llama. Can you bring me up to speed? Christ conflict. We're kind of, there's some, I don't know, continuation from the comments last night. I received an email. I received the same email 4 times, it looks like, but it was an email, a DM. I'll provide the links again to where I posted the screenshots of the comments left last night, along with screenshots of the email and the DM that I received. So, I'm going to have to grab those over in Firefox, I think. Yep. So, this one. So, yeah. So, here's the link to the email and the DM. So, there's that. And then, yeah, exactly. It sounds like 1920s gangster talk. Yeah, it's like comical almost. And then here's the link to all the screenshots of the comments from last night and from last night's live chat there. So. There you go. If anyone wants to check them out, I shared them earlier. I should remember to keep sharing them. Putting on my Law and Order hat. Oh, is that for the first one? Yeah, I think that they would save privately. I don't know why. It's weird. It wouldn't let me. It's let me do my first post, but then second post it kept telling me it wouldn't save. So let me see. Yeah, this thing can't be found. All right, I'll mess with that. Save the link though if you want, because if it does get up and running, or it becomes public, whatever, maybe I can only see it because it's my account. That might make sense. Oh wait, it says post already shared. Oh, something went wrong. Okay. It's annoying. I'll try and get it up and whatever, but it's the emails that I just read, and here I can do the DMs. Actually, no, I have to redact some of the DMs, I think, because there's a picture of a child on there, but it's from Megan B. That's who sent me the DM, and it says hello again, and then there's like her what was her profile picture of a young child. It says thanks for posting these. I'm guessing she means the emails because it was like within seconds almost of me posting the emails on Twitter. She says puts our friends right back in the spotlight. See, you're dumb fucks. We don't have to touch her. You do the work for us. I don't know what that means, but whatever. And then it says, and you call yourself bright, LMAO. I don't remember calling myself bright, though. When did I call myself bright? Like, I don't even think I've hinted or insinuated that I'm bright. I just don't think I've spoken about that, but whatever. Maybe she thinks I'm bright, and maybe that bothers her, so she's got it on her mind. Yeah, it's moderate extremist. Some of these are someone trying to sound British to set up the person working with the... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, and it's interesting, too, you say that they're trying to sound British. I think that, too, because it seems like some of the British things I've heard over the past few months, like, it seems like that's not even exactly correct. Like, they're screwing that up. They're screwing up, like, American English and the Queen's English, even, when they try to pass it off. So that kind of makes me think or whatever, that English is just not their first language. Either English. Aaron is nowhere from Team Mom. Who Who is? Huh? I don't know what that means. Christopher Horse, Aaron, it's Nova from Team Mom. I don't know who's Nova. Are you Nova? I don't know. The pic of the kid. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm good. Then I'm glad I didn't share it again or anything. Child and Twitter profile. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. I didn't think it was actually like what's it? I didn't think that was actually her, because or the Megan or whatever, because it would seem very weird for someone who's trying to pass themselves off as is either anonymous or as someone else would suddenly just post a picture of their actual kid. That just seems weird. Is that still offline? KDS. I don't know. I have no idea. Berber, who the F is this bitch? Oh my god, yo, Amber. Oh my god. This is such a crazy story. We don't know. There were hacking attempts in like mid-January, maybe early January. There were threatening emails sent out. Threatening emails sent out. There were threatening tweets and DMs made by all these different like no name, whatever name accounts on Twitter and everything. And it was all about trying to make this one witness in the lawsuit look bad. For granted, this one witness does have some mental health issues or whatever, that could cast her in a not so favorable light in some people's eyes. So it was about that mostly. So they were all handed over to Tati's lawyer. His lawyer had his investigators and stuff work on it, and come to find out, they were traced back to a hacking farm. But the hacking farm, they were not traced back to anywhere in the UK. And the girl that they were trying to frame it on is from the UK. So then shit went kind of quiet for a while. I think since the lawsuit, the jurisdiction was dismissed and everything. Maybe even a little bit before then. Then all of a sudden last night, all the shit started again. And for some reason they showed up in my live chat. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but that's it. That's what we don't know who it is. Evidently it's a hacking firm. Quick question. Joe is not on Twitter. Also, wasn't she allegedly involved in the, okay. Marie, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if she's on Twitter. I don't know if she's involved in that. I don't know if that was the thing. I know I've been told by several people that the family of those screenshots or whatever has requested that everyone just let it go. Just stop talking about it. Let them not have to hear about it, because I imagine it's got to be hard for them to hear about it. After losing your child and everything. So yeah, I don't know, but for now I'm not gonna discuss it. Mama Bear, person saying, yeah. Oh, you weren't talking to me. Get you to power with. I'm sorry. Someone doesn't like it when I mumble like that, and I don't blame them. And I'm trying not to do it, but I keep forgetting. Oh, thank you for becoming a member in these box. What's Yaya and Mother of Rats talking about? At least it wasn't a cucumber farm, huh? Cucumber farm. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Okay. Oh, I see. All right, Sue. Now I see why. Okay, Sue had said, "Oh, that one is not her child. Apparently, it's a teen mom's child." Okay, I understand. Cucumber and pickles. Who doesn't like a good pickle? Oh god, yeah, those cheating comments though. Oh my god, I thought that was hilarious. All right, so let me double check Twitter. See. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to read another one. I'm sorry. Where'd it go? Okay. So, all right, so there's a response here under Ashley's. I'm guessing this is one you wanted me to read, Ashley. If I'm wrong, just let me know. Where did that go? Why didn't it save? Weird. Okay, so okay, like I said, Ashley, I'm guessing this is the one you wanted me to share. So this was in response. It was underneath the other one from Ashley I read, and she continues saying, "Please understand that I spoke with Evie, Nat's protective alter. That's why she says we and Nat is not here. As I understand it, Nat was so traumatized by the emails, she slipped away for a few days, and Evie is present. Also, I don't fully understand DID, dissociative identity disorder, so please don't judge." Yeah, that's the thing. I don't understand it either. I know nothing about it, and you know how like Katie or other people say stay in your lane? Well, I feel like all of this is just way out of my lane, like so far out of my lane. Like I shouldn't even speculate on it, so I'm not going to. Mama Bear, I was answering a question, but you're always in my Thank you. Yes, Berber. She's one of my colleagues from Facebook, one of my friends from Facebook. You can see, are you on live chat just a friendly? Yes, I am. Thank you. Yep. That's something I did forget often. I usually am pretty good at it. Now, Christ Conflict, who has the ID? Nat does. Berber, these YouTube streets. Ashley, no, okay, no, you're good, girl. It's okay. I just didn't want people to be confused by the DM. Oh, okay, all right. I see. Sue M says, I've researched the condition a lot. I have also spoken to some of her alters in DM. I wish people would look into the disorder. They would understand her more. Christ Conflict, who is Nat? Nat is a witness, or was a witness in the Wisconsin version or whatever of this lawsuit. Basically, Nat was a follower of Katie's on Instagram. I'm guessing it was Instagram. And Nat had witnessed Katie discussing having deleted information or whatever about Tati and making a comment about how she had deleted the information and how she knew that she wasn't supposed to. So allegedly, Nat had reached out to Katie saying, yo, I saw this. You can pretty much be sure that other people saw it and took screenshots or whatever. You might want to be more careful, some shit like that. And so that's why she was involved in the lawsuit. She gave a declaration and had some media evidence to share, and that's pretty much it. You can say, thank you. I was very worried people would misunderstand or think it was made up. Okay, no, you're welcome. No problem. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This whole thing. I don't know. Again, though, I mean, what? I'm pregnant with speaking back to this person on Twitter. Oh, you mean like today? She was? Cass T? Like she was like I don't know, Twitter fighting or whatever? DID is a very much real disorder. I don't doubt that it's real. I don't. It's just like I said, there are some things that, I mean, I think I can do at least, averagely good or maybe even a little bit more than averagely good at times of kind of understanding things that I don't have any experience with, just kind of put myself in other people's shoes. But there are some things where I'm just like hugely deficient in my understanding. And because I've zero experience and I can't even, like, not even close experience. And I think DID is just one of those things. Like autism is another one. Like I understand it. I believe it. I know it's the thing. I don't feel like I can understand it very well because I'd never even heard of it until my 20s, let alone known anyone with it. So yes, she direct messaged her also. Huh. DID is most likely misdiagnosed BPD. That's one popular theory. Maybe. I mean, I imagine it must be pretty difficult to diagnose because you'd have to, it's not something you can just like, if you're having a symptom or whatever, you can show the symptom. Usually you can bring on the symptom if you have to. And I imagine this is not something like the host can choose to bring on when they want. Otherwise it wouldn't be an issue, right? So for one, you have to have that happen. Then for two, I imagine that the therapist has to, I imagine some people maybe come in trying to fake this shit or whatever. So then they have to determine if what they're witnessing is real or fake. And then it has to probably show pattern. And I bet it's very difficult to diagnose. So, it's like a Netflix series. Huh? Little Miss Double. Oh, Evie and many others are truly amazing. They each have their own personality and they basically switch to protect the host Nat. Okay. I mean, I believe it. It's just, again, it's one of those things I don't know much about. So I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to comment on much about it other than, okay, and I see that or whatever, because I can't really contribute much. I don't feel like I should anyways, because I don't understand it fully. It's okay. Llama Girl? It's okay she has a Welsh accent, but for Americans it would be hard to realize. Like most Brits think Americans and Canadians sound the same. Really? Is there a Welsh accent? Because like a big part of my family is from Welsh, and I never even really knew that they had their own language. Crazy. Christ conflict. All of this from KJ. This is how narcissism is like an infectious disease. Yeah. John, is Welsh a more posh sounding accent? Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too. Yes, they have their own language too. Yeah. Huh. I don't think I've ever really heard a Welsh accent before. Welsh accent is extremely unique to Wales. Yes, they even have their own language. Oh, Berber, I know you're not. I don't know if you're talking to me or not, but I know you're not saying that. Well, I know you though, so I know you're not saying that you don't think it's real. I have no doubt that you believe it's real and everything. I think maybe you're just kind of like me. You just really just don't understand it. So, and if for those who don't know you, I have no doubt whatever that she does believe it's real and everything. I mean, she's a very logical thinking person, and she just probably doesn't understand it much like me. Oh yeah, KDD. KJ went off about that one girl on YouTube with DID. Sorry, I can't remember her name, but she was mad, and it was while the suit was going on, I believe. I think that was the video. It was the video she did about Trisha, where she was playing clips of a video of Trisha. I think that's, yeah, because I think she was, because I remember watching that and I remember thinking, because it was, a lot of shit with Nat and everything was going on. And I wondered, was Katie going to try and push for like her being, like, making this, I don't know, whatever, trying to claim that she had DID. I don't know. It was weird the way she was doing it. Okay. There's a video too. I thought we might want to play. Let me find it. It's right. I put the green and red stickers on it. There it is. Okay. This is an old one too. Okay, so Llama Girl, you'll have to check out a video with Welsh people speaking. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm like, I really want to hear it now. EKC, yes, she was correcting me with a question. Oh, okay. I asked because I referred to someone as English, and she said no Welsh. But every time I asked this damn question, I've been told to shut up. Disassociated. That's the name of the channel that Katie was going off about. I'm guessing, or the organized chaos is. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear about your cousin Karen. Linda Paul, yeah. Trisha self-diagnosed herself with DID. Oh, well, I'm down with Katie calling her on that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You diagnosing yourself with a mental condition. I mean, just, I don't know. I call bullshit on anyone who does it, really. So I hear you. I'll stick with what I work autism and Down syndrome. I understand them. That's awesome. I mean, I hope that, I don't know. I bet that that's rewarding in a lot of ways, but I bet it's also kind of demanding work in a lot of ways. So I think it's pretty awesome that you do that. Thank you, Mama Bear. Moderate extremist. That's an interesting theory. Here, let me put that up. Damn it. No, that's smart one. Okay. To me, this screams of Joe and KJ, and I have a feeling those two are in cahoots. Easier for me to believe that than the other theories right now. That's possible. I don't know much about Joe. Like if you had said, for example, just to throw something out there, if you said this sounds like Katie and Leslie, I would question that one, because really, I mean, do they have the tools, whatever the knowledge to pull this off? But I know nothing about Joe. For all I know, she could have the tools and the knowledge. I don't know. So yeah, it's a good point. Kentucky Girl, who is Joe? Anyone know what it was? The name of her channel is Sipping Tea with Joe. Is that? I know there's like two Joes in the community, and I don't want to get them confused. But she is from England or from the UK, anyways, and she has a channel on YouTube, in where she discusses like a lot of these same things in the drama community, and I think in reality TV too. She's been in a few. I don't know. She's been involved in a few of these issues or whatever in the past, pretty much. No, Becky, there has not been a new filing. Honestly, I would be surprised. Okay, thank you, Nikki. Coffee, chill, and chat. That's the name of Joe's. Oh, sipping tea with me, Joe. Okay, it's one of those. But no, I would be very surprised to see any kind of a new filing before the end of April. But really, that's just a layman's guess. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So there could be one tomorrow for all, really, realistically. Was she the one in a fight with Elby? Yes, she was Kentucky Girl. I believe, yeah. That's how I know her. That's where I was first introduced to her, really. I'm sorry, Karen. That sucks. Aussie Joe is a sweetheart. Oh, yeah, that's right. Joe Cochran is the one from Aussie, right? We discussed this last time. Linda Paul, I can see Katie trolling, etc. But would she really risk getting charged for making death threats? Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't think Katie would allow her fingerprints to get over any of this shit because she knows what they would mean for her. So if she has any involvement whatsoever, I wholeheartedly believe that the extent of her involvement would be just pretty much handing the money over to the people employed to do this for her. Anne-Marie, I suspect Keon because he showed back up on KJ's Twitter the day of this. Yeah, he was gone for a while. That's a good point. and I know nothing about Keon. Does anyone really know anything about Keon, though? I mean, I think he's one of the more devoted accounts that no one believed was a sock of hers. Because I think most people think that all of her, active and vocal, devoted followers are socks. But there's a few I think people don't believe is a sock, and he's one of them. Like that Zach Creations, I didn't think they were a sock because I was able to find a Facebook page, and the Facebook page was created years ago and stuff. But I didn't see really any recent activity on that. So I kind of wonder if maybe the person just isn't on social media anymore, and maybe the Paulsons there took it over. I don't know, but I think it might be a sock. But I think she thinks she's smarter than everyone else and couldn't possibly get back to us. Oh yeah, she no doubt thinks she's smarter than everyone else, but you would have to be like an unbelievable level of delusional smarter than everyone else, or think you are, to go to these extents and expect to come out of it unscathed. I mean, she may not want to admit that she couldn't do that to herself, but I think she would ultimately, because, self-preservation would kick in. And I mean, she would have to realize that she wouldn't be able to preserve anything that she has if she were to get caught doing this, and she would likely get caught. All right, so this video, I don't know why it's titled 1919, but I think it's from 2018 or 2019. If you've seen video clips of Katie, it looks like she's in her basement or something. I don't know if she is, but that's what it looks like. She has those big, old, 70s style or whatever headphones on and glasses, and she's talking. It's before she dyed her hair blonde and all that stuff, I think. So that's what this one is. I don't know if she says anything about Toddy or anything in this, but I saw that I had this, and I thought, I don't think I've ever seen this one. So this could be interesting. Maybe it was iJesse. Yeah, I don't think it was iJesse. I think iJesse may have his faults, and I think I don't know what to really. I'm jury's still out on him as far as I'm concerned, but I don't think that he would have the funds really or the know-how to do much of this and get away with it. And plus, I mean, there's also that one piece of evidence I just can't walk away from, the one where Salty has come out and said, several times now that the hacking attempts and the emails were traced back to a hacking farm, and that hacking farm was not in the UK. So, I mean, I can't get past that to really pin it on someone in this regard. I mean, so if it all traced back to a hacking farm, like he says, and I have every reason to believe that it did, then someone employed this hacking firm. Who was paying money to this hacking firm to do this for them? I don't see iJesse or Nat or really anyone else falling into those shoes other than either Swanson or Katie and Todd. BB loves honey tea. I don't believe KJ is behind the hacking. I think it's a hater of hers. Though that is a possibility. I can admit that is a possibility. I wonder, just I know a lot of the people in this live chat here and around social media and everything are considered quote unquote haters of hers. Maybe they willingly wear the label, maybe they don't, whatever, but they would fall into this category, I believe. And I fall into this category. I don't know. But there's no way in hell I would put any amount of time or money or energy into making her look bad. I mean, first of all, if I really hated her, I wouldn't want to risk her not looking bad. So if I were to get caught doing this, then that's going to be really good for her image and, really bad for mine. That would be one of my thoughts. But really just, I wouldn't be that invested. But that's not to say someone isn't that invested. I feel like that's, though a smaller leap than other suggestions, I still feel like that might be a too big of a leap. One of his faults is all of those t-shirts he wears. All right, yeah, I got to give you that one, Christ conflict. Yeah, yeah. He doesn't have a very good wardrobe. Belinda Paul, I Jesse can't keep a secret for more than 5 minutes. He'd be boasting to somebody. That's another good point. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is, I mean, we're talking like 2 months now of this nonsense. I mean, he would have absolutely messed up and exposed himself by now, if not told someone. Yeah, another extremist, Lamager or whatever. I do too, and bet she used Bitcoin. I don't know what you're talking about, but I think I know what you're talking about. And yeah, no doubt. I mean, if whoever hired a hacking firm, whatever, I mean, especially if it was Katie and Todd, I mean, I don't think they would have, sent a check or used their I don't know, debit card. It would have to be Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency. And it's not really hard to find these hacking firms or whatever. It's not. I mean, so long as you give Tor and you can go into download like whatever like a repository of the paste bins and everything of the websites and stuff on Tor, and they have like lists of these sites that are markets and everything, and you go into the markets. I mean, this is where you can find drugs, where you can find just I don't know, allegedly counterfeit money and credit card information or other identity information. You can find like all kinds of technology too, probably stolen or whatever, fell off the back of a truck or however you want to phrase it. And you can also find links to employ hacker farms or to utilize servers to create a DDoS attack on someone. You can employ all kinds of shit. See, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people complain about like everything on the dark web, how dangerous it is and everything. And then, yeah, there's some dangers there, but honestly, the most dangerous thing you can get off of the dark web is information, in my opinion. Swanson is CEO of a Bitcoin company. Oh, that's interesting. Which company? Do you know, Robin? KDD, she did that one live in her bed talking about a rabbit hole she randomly went down about the dark web. I don't remember that. I mean, I don't doubt that she did do that, but I can't recall it. I'm kind of curious. Is she intelligent, though? I feel like if your intro has to say funny, intelligent, I feel weird about self-proclamations. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Robin. See, I mean, you can pretty much learn how to do anything, especially like if you go into like the message boards and everything on the dark web. People there will answer any questions you have. They don't ask any questions back either. I mean, that's where I've gotten a lot of my information from and stuff and learn how to do things, but I don't really know how to do anything spectacular by any means. In fact, I haven't even tried to learn anything in like 8 years, so I'm just like old school now. Maybe Jeremy DeWitt working for Katie. Maybe. I don't know. And it's called Black Cap. What? Is this not the one I'm thinking of? Oh, I hate Chrome. There's one company that was in the news, so I'm kind of curious. Okay, no, it's not this one. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. That's interesting. Okay, so turn audio on. So, yeah, I can start this video if you guys want to watch it. Oh, shoot, I got lots of things here. Exactly, I really would not put it past her. Oh, wait, okay, I didn't read that one earlier. Just mental that people waste time on hurting people. It boggles my mind. Exactly, BB. Remember how she tried to get someone to use their workplace to use a program to get people's emails? Yep, I remember that. Lisa, hey there, Aaron. How have you been? Caught alive. Been offline for a while. How do you get to the dark web? Just type it in to Google. Just coming in late. Sorry, I'm late. No, you have to go to Tor. Let me. So you have to go to. Oh my God, I hate freaking. See, I cannot get Chrome to be my search engine though for some reason. Or Google, I mean, to be my search engine. It keeps bringing me to freaking Yahoo and shit. And I hate Yahoo and Bing. Okay, so here, torproject.org. That's the name of it. Okay. So, Lisa, to answer your question, you have to go to this link here. This is called the torproject.com. You have to download Tor. Tor is a search engine for the deep web, because like the clear web that we're on right now, all the websites, every website is indexed. It's logged basically, so the internet is easily searchable. You can find exactly what you're looking for, and everything just kept track of. The dark web though is purposely not at all tracked or logged or anything. So you need a browser just for that to access it. So it's like a second internet, but it's a second internet that no one's keeping a list of the websites basically. And also too, by using Tor, the websites on the dark web that you access have a .onion domain, I guess, or whatever. But the name of the website, so like on the clear web here, you have like Google or whatstheharm.com. You have actual phrases and words and titles. Whereas on the dark web, you just have a bunch of nonsensical characters, like letters and numbers. So, which is why you can't, there are search engines for the dark web, but they're not as effective like Google is on this web. But yeah, so you have to download that program, that browser program, and then you can pretty much search through that. The search engine they give you through that browser is DuckDuck. Is it DuckDuckGo, I think? Yeah. In Chrome, go to the upper right and click the three dots under the X, then settings near the bottom. Then I know, yeah, I've done that. I don't know why. And same thing in Firefox. I've done it too. I've set Google as my default search engine, but for some reason it just keeps pulling up Bing and Yahoo. I don't get it. I don't know why, and it's driving me nuts. So yeah, that's how you access the dark web. But pretty much, if you want to go someplace on the dark web, you have to find a recent repository list of sites, because websites won't stay up if they're inactive for very long on the dark web, not like they will on the clear web. So a lot of times when you click on links from these repositories, they won't be active anymore, especially if they're old. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, everyone talks about it and they're like scared. What? So everyone talks about it and like they're scared to go on the dark web. Like they're afraid they're going to come up or just like trip into a red room or whatever. I don't know, but you're not going to. You're not. So, all right. I'll give the dark web a miss. This one is bad enough. Yeah, I mean, you won't find this nonsense on the dark web though. I mean, everyone's there like pretty much for a purpose. Like no one's there just because like they're bored with their lives or anything, or But the message boards, I mean, if you want to know how to do anything on the internet, whether it's perfectly good behavior on the internet or anything questionable, that's where you can pretty much learn it. Yeah, there's the dark web and the deep web, and I always get the two mixed up. I don't know. Like there's the clear web, then you have like the deep web where you can get like drugs and shit like that. Then you have like the deeper web, or where I guess where there's other shit. I don't know. Christ, oh my God, you're killing me, dude. I thought that I'm gonna read this for everyone who's not watching and listening. I thought the dark web was KJ's lace underwear. Gross. I just looked at my screen and said, "Who's this guy?" That's funny. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and play some of this because I'm kind of curious to see what it's about. I don't even know. If I download it, it must be about something.
Hello.
And I hope you guys can hear it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm actually going to try live tonight because it's 7:30, so I figured this might be a good time for maybe more people that are online. I've done a couple lives so far, mostly just sort of talking about anti-vaccine and stuff. But I just wanted to talk today about, some people will have made comments that a lot of my articles are sometimes depressing, and I share a lot of content about children that are abused or disabled children that are harmed by their caregivers or
Lisa, I think you're asking if you have to pay to be on it, like Tor or the dark web. No, you don't. And Tor is a free download, and it's the website and everything. The organization that runs it is a reputable place and their site. It's not. So long as you download it from that site, not like a third party site, you're not going to get any bullshit virus stuff or whatever. You'll get the program like you're expecting. So, but I wouldn't download it from a third party site though.
or their teachers. And I do it because it happens, and it happened to my son. And I wrote an article about it today, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about, what it's like to raise a child that is medically fragile and have staff in your home that are abusive, and though sort of how difficult that is for the family as well as for the child. My son has had home care nursing for on and off his whole life. And I think most home care nurses are amazing. I think that, home care workers are overworked and they're underpaid and they work too many hours and they make way less money than their nursing counterparts that are in the hospital. And because of that, sometimes they're stressed out, burnt out. There's a massive home care shortage for families like mine. So if your child qualifies for nursing, you can't staff the nurses. If you can staff the nurses, you have to take whatever nurses the agency sends, whether you like them or not. And for the past year, we have been involved with a nursing agency that I actually just had to terminate today, which was really difficult. But a nurse got abusive with me and my son yesterday. And I just felt like these are the kinds of things that no one talks about. And it's really hard to admit that as a parent, you do your best to protect your child, but sometimes you bring people into your home that might hurt them. And it's
so Christ Conflict says, this is KJ camming to put food on the table. Man, is she sexy. Okay. And Llama Girl says, I hate the way she calls the nurse's staff. Is this the video, or is the video where she kicks the nurse and nearly calls the police? I think this might be that one. Actually, that might be why I downloaded it. I know if I downloaded this for a reason. It wasn't just because it existed. So I think that sounds about right, though. LRC, can I please hurt her? Please don't. Please don't. That would be not good for you. And not good for her either. And it would be not good all around too, because, you know, just it would give her another chance to really play up the whole victimhood crap. So let's please not her, Katie. All right, I think it is the one I thought it was. Okay. Okay.
Indirectly, verbally, physically, and you are engulfed in what's going on around you, that sometimes you can't see what's going on. And we've had at least 2 really abusive nurses in our home in the last year. Yesterday, I had to have a nurse leave. I thought I was going to have to call the cops because she would not leave my home. She was screaming at me. She was making my son cry, making my son shake. She basically just like lost her mind on us because I told her that she had to be in the basement and she didn't like that answer. She accused me of treating her like an animal, which I don't. I'm an extremely I'm an introvert. As much as like I might not seem that way, I'm a very quiet person. And I spend most of my time like writing, because that's writing and reading, because that's just like my happy place. And it's hard to have staff in your home when you're an introvert. And sometimes I would be short with her, or just with staff in general, because when you have people in your house 12 hours a day, you know, it's like you don't really get to be your.
So Mama Bear said, here we have what we call a meet and greet to make sure that the case giver is a good fit for the family, and mainly for the one that needs the assistance. Yeah, I would think that it's everywhere. I mean, when my kids were younger, because of ADHD, I had a caseworker, and I had respite care was offered to me. I didn't end up using it, but yeah, I mean, I had to meet with people and everything. You know, it had to be all set up. So if and when I did need it, you know, just we didn't have to go through the setup and everything then, or, you know, trial and error stuff, you know, kind of, I guess, but that would make sense. And I imagine having a nurse inside your home, the agency would definitely want to make sure that the fit was good, because otherwise it can only reflect poorly on the agency. That's what I would think. Oh, good night, Ashley, and good night, Moderate. Yeah, I think I read that right. Thank you guys for being here. And is that Ashley? Yeah, and Ashley Ray, thank you for the information and everything today, and talking with me, reaching out to me. Okay.
Yourself. You have to always be thinking about someone else. And sometimes we have days where we're not feeling good, or you know, our kids are acting like jerks or whatever. And you know, when you have staff in your home, you don't ever really get to like let down and be vulnerable, because you know, you always have to be on and be considerate to the people that are around you. So home care can be very messy. You know, you can have fights with your nurses, you can have words with your nurses. That doesn't mean that like you necessarily hate them. It's just, you know, it's kind of like when you're in a relationship with a spouse. You know, sometimes when you're around someone all the time, you snap. So the nurse that we actually just let go, she had been with us for a year, and my son was really attached to her. And unfortunately, she was extremely abusive to me and to my son verbally. And I was very patient and put up with a lot of her stuff, because my son loved her, and my son doesn't have any friends, like none. And he thought she like called her his best friend. And because of that, I felt very guilty that I didn't like her, or that I think I let some of her bad behavior slide because I just liked that my son had a friend. But they fought all the time, and she yelled at him all the time. And well, not like all day, every day, but they fought every day. And she argued with him every day. And she yelled at him almost every day she was here. Like really stupid things. Like I think one of the biggest issues in home care is that boundaries get crossed a lot. So when you have staff in your home, you're supposed to have boundaries. Like you're supposed to be the family, and then they're supposed to be the staff. And they're not there to be family, and they're not there to be a part of the family, but then they're engaged in family events. So it gets very messy because they're there for birthdays, and they're there for holidays, and they're there for school and for appointments. And so, you know, as much.
She says that she had to fire the nurse, get rid of the nurse, whatever, because the nurse was abusive. And, you know, and then she's talking about how the nurse, just in general, is there for holidays, for birthdays, you know, is there so much of the child's life. And this nurse, I think she said, was there for like almost a year or something. I think that's what I heard. I wasn't listening 100%, so I could have that wrong, but I know year was included in there for some reason. So if this nurse was so horrible, why did you keep this nurse around for so long, and knowing that this nurse was going to be so involved in all kinds of things of life with your child? I mean, that just, I don't know. It just seems like bullshit. She turned up the intensity. Oh, come on. No, stop. Stop, Christ. No. That's just gross. Okay, I don't know. I think she said year, Jen. I think. I mean, I can rewind it, but I'm pretty sure that she gave a time frame, anyways, you know, to inform people how long this nurse had been around. Either it was a short time, like it wasn't even a year, or it was a while, it was almost a year, you know, something like that, I think. But either way, just if you kept this person around, this nurse around who was abusive to your kid for any length of time, I don't get that. That's crazy. And why? And they were that abusive to the point where you had to fire them, and then they started refusing to leave the home. Why wouldn't you call the cops? Why wouldn't you press charge? I mean, I just don't buy it. Someone had said earlier that they think that the nurse quit, and I think they might be right. Or there was an argument between Katie and the nurse just got to the point where she's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not paid enough for this shit. I'm out of here. Yeah, LOC. I'm thinking the nurse stayed because she loved her son. Yeah. I mean, I bet anyone doing that job would become attached to any child that they're caring for. So I have no doubt that that's true. And, you know, and think about it, if you were that nurse in this household, you might really kind of feel bad, you know, and just no, but you can't do anything. So that has to be tough too. Okay, Lemon I don't believe her. I think the nurse quit, and KJ has to make up a story to cover their tracks in case the nurse made allegations. Yep. And you know, I could see her being that paranoid too, even though like nurse, and especially nurses in this regard, they're bound by HIPAA. They can't reveal anything to anyone. So, but I could see Katie being that paranoid about it. And plus too, you got to think this is someone who's in your house like 12 hours a day, like she said, you know, like at least 5 to 7 days a week. I don't know, whatever. So this person's going to see you at your best and at your worst. They're going to see your home at its best and its worst. They're going to know you like they're your spouse almost. So think about that. I mean, they're not though. They're hired help in a sense. So you can't really trust them, I would think. So she's probably like sweating if this person just up and quit and walked out all pissed off. Katie probably wanted her son crammed down in the basement where she didn't have to deal with him. So the nurse had to be there too, and the nurse maybe, yeah. Yeah. But Marco, he's not nonverbal. I know everyone says that Katie said that he was. I never seen or heard her make this claim. I don't doubt that she has, because so many people, you know, say that she has. I haven't personally seen or heard it. whatever. But I don't doubt for 1 second that she did make that claim. But yeah, he's not nonverbal. I don't know if he was verbal or not at the time when she made these claims. But I don't really want to talk about her kid though too much. Really, talking about her parenting is one thing, but I don't want to talk about like him, like only, you know what I mean? Just, I feel like she's already done so much damage with all the shit she shared and talked about him that I don't want to add to it. I definitely don't want to add to it. I'm sorry, I did not buy your story. First of all, what mom would allow someone yelling at their medically fragile child, or any child for that matter? But yeah. I mean, my kids, they're not medically fragile, but if I saw, and they're like, I have one that's under 18 still. She's 17. But if I saw anyone yelling at them, yeah, it'd be bad. Okay, Jen, I just honestly cannot believe the death threats over Katie Joy. You're risking your freedom for her behavior to continue. Yeah, and another reason why I think that it, like Salty says, it traced back to a hacking firm. And I think that somebody employed the hacking firm, and who would bother, care to, and afford the hacking firm? Well, oh my God, home care nurses deserve decent work conditions like everyone else. Oh, absolutely. Probably more so. But KJ doesn't know that. Has she ever worked outside of her home like a real job? Yeah, she has, Tanya. She has, from the sounds of it, she pretty much worked like her entire life until they had their son. And even a little bit after they had the son, but like less than a year, I think. She has zero maternal skill, which is why she was able to talk about a nurse yelling at her son so casually. Yeah, that's a good point, Christ. Yeah, she's talking about this as if it doesn't matter to her. There's no anger, there's no emotion or anything in her voice in the things that she's saying. Like she's just reading a text or a list. Nurses are not staff, they're paid by the insurance company. Right. See, I would see it that way too, because they're not there to do a job that you sought them out for to do. You know what I mean? They're there to do a job that you have to have done. You need to have done. So I don't know. I wouldn't look at them as staff. I would look at them as, someone hired in to help the family, but I wouldn't look at them as like the help. So, I'm going to go back to this.
As much as they're not your family, they sort of become your family indirectly. And then the more time they spend with you, a lot of times these nurses, they get very attached, and rightfully so. And as your child gets attached and as they become attached to your child, it can get really difficult for relationships can get very manipulated. And I would say I was manipulated by this nurse for almost the entire time she was in my home. There's such a significant nursing shortage right now that families don't have the ability to interview a nurse and like find someone that's a good fit. You are basically just given whoever the agency has. And it's either you have a nurse or you have open shifts. And for people that work like me, if you don't have a nurse, that means you're not going to be able to work. And, like I haven't had time in the last few days to actually write like original stories. So a lot of...
And that's another thing. There's such a nursing shortage and everything. So let me just, kick out the person I have, in here taking care of my son's health, There would be family, not just help. Yeah. Never being able to see him used for... Oh, no. Okay. The son, you never been able to see him used for money, house. Okay. Maybe. Like I said, I don't want to discuss him too much. I mean, not because I'm worried about her or anything like that, but like, honestly, when he gets older and he sees all the shit that she's put out there, I mean, that's gonna be bad enough. I don't want him to find shit where like people were talking about it, No, that's an Emily Baker video. I truly relish the hackers. It sucks she's involved. Had her own heading and a filing. I love it. I mean, yeah. I mean, if she had information or whatever, or could explain it and discuss it with us, yeah, that'd be an awesome video. Honestly, I would love to see. Oh, what's the name of that channel? There's one channel who I would love to see. Kind of look into it and cover it. I'm following them. Let me find them. Because I love this channel. I watch shit by them all the time. Let's see. There it is. Okay, yeah. I'm going to share it with you guys in case you want to check it out. Yeah, if you want to learn stuff about computers or whatever, like this is an awesome, they're about the internet basically. This is an awesome YouTube channel. They're called No Bite. I would bet they would do a good job and everything, looking into like the spoofing and the hacking attempts and whatever. They could probably even shed some light on the situation. I don't know. Have you noticed that Todd Grande has better looking hair than KJ? I honestly, I must say I have not checked out his hair, but yeah, okay. Wait, Todd doesn't work. How's that work? The state is paying for everything. If that's true. Yeah, no, he was laid off like a year ago from his job, and it was a job he had for a long time. I think like 20 years or something. Katie said. So yeah, I think his main job has been taking care of the kid and everything, so she can work, even though she's at home. Still she can't really take care of her kid and work at the same time. I get that. But what did I read? Oh, the state is paying for everything, if that's true. The state might be paying for some of like the healthcare or whatever, but I mean, again, I realize this is just my personal opinion. A lot of people don't share it. I'm one of those people who thinks and firmly believes that healthcare is a right, and I don't think any of us should pay for healthcare. So if she were lying to the state to get this care, I personally, and it were my state, that would not be a concern of mine. But I understand, though, a lot of people feel differently, and I hear you. Hey, from Australia, Tracy. She said they both get paid for taking care of their child. Well, I don't think it's both of them, but there is a program in New York State, anyways, that I'm aware of. And I'm assuming that it's something similar like this is what she was referring to from Minnesota. But there's a program in New York State where if your family or your loved one requires like in-home care, whether it's, round the clock or just, for, daily for a short while, then rather than you or an agency or the insurance, whatever, go out and try to find someone to hire them, they will actually pay you to do the job yourself. So that way, I mean, that's better for the person who requires the care, and it's better for the family. And, this way you can be with your loved one and you can get income at the same time. So, I mean, I think that that's an awesome program. I think we should all have that option probably. And so long as we're qualified to do the care. My issue isn't who pays. It's Todd is home and there are kids who need that the nurses and can't get them for shortages. That's my issue. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's true. I do think I don't know for a fact, but from my understanding, a nurse, an in-home nurse is required for the child. So, whereas they can do a lot of the care maybe themselves, I think there's some things that maybe the nurse can only do. I'm not positive on this, but that's been my impression anyways. I think for the sake, he does have a nurse, so maybe Christ. The goal is to make home healthcare less intrusive by training family members to be caregivers. Yes, that's a much better way to put what I was trying to say. I mean, think about it too. I mean, if you required the home care, would you want some stranger doing it? I mean, maybe a parent or whatever might feel odd. I don't know, depending on your age and what your condition is. But I mean, a spouse or something would probably be better. And I don't know. Yeah, how can they get paid, or how can they get help and paid to be a caretaker? Literally asking for my sister who is taking care of sick mother-in-law while working full time. But they get paid. They can't get help. At least in New York State, you can't hire help and get the help's pay or whatever. You can get paid to be that person helping your loved one, or you can have someone else come in. But you can't get, you know what I mean? So I don't know how they would train to be help though, depending on what kind of help was required. I don't know the specifics of it all, but in New York State, I imagine you would just contact maybe your county or social services department or something, or medical place. I don't know. Like New York State, I would suggest contacting the marketplace. Maybe you most likely get SSI. Maybe I know nothing about SSI, so yeah. Okay, if the nurse is required though, then whoever shouldn't be paid those funds should be allotted to another child. I agree. Yes, that's absolutely. Yeah, you shouldn't get the help paid for and then also get the pay, set aside for the help. You're right. I completely agree with that. See, KJ gets paid and has nurses though, because the nurse is only there till 5 p.m. So she gets paid for the evening shift. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense too. I don't know for sure if she and or Todd get this service, this where they're paid to do this work or whatever for their son. I don't know. I know she has said something before in at least 2 videos that I'm aware of. I don't know if there's something they're still doing, if she was being honest. I don't know for sure. But like I said, though, out of all the things I have bared witness to regarding Katie, this is one thing that doesn't even make the list of my concern. But I understand that's just me, and I understand. And okay, if it's not you. How can KJ be so cruel and try to get rid of them? In Illinois, they call it doors where someone can take care if you, and get paid to a family. Yeah. New York, I don't know what it's called in New York State, but I have no idea. I don't even know if Minnesota has a program, but just I'm assuming that they do. Yeah, and I noticed though, this isn't the only nurse that she's talked about having to get rid of. So that, I don't know. That just seems, but then again, I don't have some stranger, that has to be in my home for X amount of hours every week. So I don't know. The child is a minor. Why are they paying parents to look after their minor child? I would never think, how can I get money for exploiting? But this wouldn't be an exploitation of the child. Like if the child needs the care, like no one's going to offer to pay outside help or familial help for a child unless that help is needed and it's required. So in order for this to even be a discussion, that requirement has to be there. So it can't be exploitation since it's required. And I mean, think about it. I don't know if you have kids or not, but I'm just going to assume that you do, or you can understand what I'm saying. If it were your child, especially depending on the condition. I mean, if it's something that, where you want to cherish every moment you could with your child or whatever, or if it was a condition where, they could manage a long life with it, but you don't really want to entrust their care to a stranger, wouldn't you want to be that person to be you? And how could you afford that person to be you? Because you wouldn't be able to work. So, I mean, that's how I think I would feel about it. How old is this video? Oh, I think this is from 2018 or 2019, probably. I don't think she was making videos in 18. So I think it was early 2019, I'm going to say. but I'm not positive. It could be older than that. No way, without a freaking clue, Sarah. Hey. Yeah, I didn't plan on going live. I came on at midnight and I was supposed to be off a while ago, but I'm still on. So I'm gonna watch a few more minutes of this, but then I am gonna call it night because I have to go to work in about, wait a minute, like 8 hours. Getting in-home nursing is not easy. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, every house place around me is always hiring nurses. Like they're offering sign-on bonuses, like all kinds of shit. You know, I mean, if you're a nurse, it's really like an employees market. You can pretty much have your pick of where to work and almost your pick of what to be paid. At least that's what it seems like. But I don't know if that's the case for in-home nursing. I imagine it's the case for any of the expertise. So I don't understand why they just don't pay people more to do this. And then I bet there wouldn't be a shortage. To help families. Yeah. Like Smiley Mama says, the state does pay parents to help. They help families that truly needs it. That's the thing. I mean, we're talking social services here. They're not going to just give this out to anyone for any reason. You know, like if you think your special little how do you know? So your special little child at home or whatever just is too delicate for public school or something, you know, for whatever reason, they're not going to pay you to just keep him home because you want to. It has to be something that requires medical care. So yeah, I know. Without a freaking clue, we were talking about that earlier. Because she's talking about the nurse that she had a fire and she almost called the cops on. We're like, yeah, okay, yeah, she quit. The state usually pays parents who cannot leave the home to work because of the special needs of the child. Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, I don't see how that can be. I mean, doesn't mean it can't be. Maybe it can be, but I don't see how that can be exploited, let alone easily exploited. So I would imagine that most, if not all, people who receive these services kind of need these services. Yeah, no one can know how much care her child needs. I mean, I don't need to know, really. Like I said, of all the things I've bared witness to her doing, this is the one thing that just doesn't even register on my radar. Even assuming that it's done, you know, is a lie. Let it be a lie. I don't care. I've always hoped one would come forward to tell their story, but with HIPAA laws, it couldn't happen. Exactly. Yeah, same here. I've seen it exploited in nursing care for adults, but not with children. Yeah. But yeah, because I mean, in adults, I mean, because I imagine you'd have to have the patient be, you know, complicit. You know, they'd have to go along with it. And I think it'd be a lot more difficult to have make a child do that. I have no idea how any of this is in life. I don't have kids, so I really should. Oh. LRC, she says you have an awesome heart. That's nice. I like that. I like seeing that. Yeah, there's no way disability care services are easily exploited. Yeah, it seems like those who do need it just they don't easily get it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to playing this.
A lot of my articles have been like very quick and easy, like legal cases or cases that are like can do commentary on, but like I'm not doing the kind of writing right now that I want to be because I don't have nurses and I don't have the time. So if you've been annoyed by the fact that I haven't given you any dirty good writing, that's why. But I lost my train of thought. So nurses, the longer that you're in their home, they become like family in a way, but they're not your family. And so relationships get very muddied. And so like because we didn't interview our nurses at all, we were basically like, here's someone that has open time. You can meet them and decide, and you basically get like 30 minutes to meet them. And then it's a decision of whether or not like you're going to, unless you're going to like take them, you know, and it's like, you don't really know within 30 minutes if someone's going to be good for your child. You just have to kind of go with your gut. And that's hard because first impressions are not always accurate. And I'll be honest, the first time I met this nurse, I did not like her. But, you know, I wanted to give her a chance. I always feel like people sort of deserve a chance. That's probably one of my biggest faults is I have a tendency to give too much.
Okay, I'm kind of curious about this. Price Conflict says she may have signed them to an. Oh, then I seen you responded. Yeah, I forgot about HIPAA. Okay, never mind. Without a freaking clue, already covered it for me.
Too many chances. But you know, she came into the home and she was really good with my son. And at the time, we had another nurse that was having some really big problems with boundaries and was disciplining our son and was commenting about my parenting and telling me, you know, I shouldn't be doing this or I shouldn't be doing that. And, you know, that's again a boundary issue. Like when you're a staff in a home, it's really not your choice to decide how someone parents. The parent is the parent, the staff is the staff. I haven't always been the best about setting appropriate boundaries just because it's really hard when you have people in your house to have appropriate boundaries. And sometimes I've been maybe too open or too kind and too willing to accept people beyond sort of that nurse patient relationship. I just think that I always had the impression that it would be more difficult for my son if we didn't embrace them fully instead of just keeping it more clinical. And for a while that was fine, but then the more the nurses got comfortable, the more advantage they started taking of me. And my son became so invested with the nurses that I put up with really bad behavior because I didn't want my son to lose the nurses. So we had one nurse that just decided she wanted to discipline him, and I never gave her approval to discipline him. And she decided that she was going to start taking away his iPad, and she decided that he needed to do things besides look on his iPad. And she would fight with me about his iPad. She told me that he needs to do more than have his iPad. I've had nurses tell me that what I feed my child isn't right. See, nurses, when they come into your home, they're not doctors. They're following doctors' orders, and they're not there to give any direction. And so they might have clinical experience, but it's their job to follow the doctor's order, if that makes sense. So they're not in your home to like give you suggestions. They're in your home because the doctor ordered that they be in your home. And then the doctor prescribes different orders for the nurses to do. And then those nurses are supposed to follow those orders. And usually the orders are like, give medicine, check vital signs, help with skilled behavioral help, or skilled like occupational therapy, or skilled PT, that kind of stuff. They're not there to change anything that's going on in the home. But our nurses have consistently, and it's at this specific agency, it's never happened at any of the other agencies that we've used, where they just have gotten so comfortable that they have decided that, you know, like they know that there's a shortage, and so they know that they can behave badly, and am sort of stuck. So I either have to put up with their bad behavior or I have to go without a nurse. And that just doesn't work. So this last nurse, I went through and put up with a lot of bad behavior, put up with a lot of arguing, demands. She like threatened us to get rid of our dog. She told me that she doesn't have to work in a place that has stinky diapers. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous, some of Like she didn't want to be in a basement. One day she didn't want to be in a room. Another day she didn't want to be in his room because she said that she just can't sit in a room all day and be with my son. But that's literally what she's hired to do. And then if I pointed out that she was staff, she would accuse me of being rude or treating her like an animal. That's actually what she called me. That's actually what she told me yesterday, was that I was treating her like an animal and I wasn't respectful and I was mean to her, which was not the case. Exactly, Nicole, our hands are tied. Like you, no matter what you do, it's like you can't win. So it's like I knew that like she would always throw it in my face too, that like, so she started acting out and on the surface, I acted very calm and collected and like I liked her and I would tell people I liked her, but I didn't like her. And I felt extremely stuck. And the last 2 weeks on Fridays after all of her shifts were done, I melted down to my husband and was bawling. And I cried almost all day yesterday. Yesterday was probably the most terrifying day my son has ever lived through. He was shaking. I mean, she was ballistic. I literally thought she might hurt both of us. And I thought I was going to have to call the cops. And she told me she didn't have to leave my house. And it was really scary. And my son didn't understand because he's autistic and he has a low IQ. And he, you know, he believes that when mommy is yelling, it's because mommy's being mean, you know, and sometimes when I'm yelling at him, I'm trying to get him to do stuff. And so he was like thinking I was being mean to her when she was really like yelling at me. And I was just trying to get a word in edgewise and she wouldn't allow me to talk. So we have just had a really tough time like dealing with the nurses. And I think it's something that a lot of families that are in sort of the autism and medically fragile world go through. And I think that nurses that work in the field, you know, aren't all bad. But I think that the current environment in the home care world is so toxic because their pay rates are like so. It's like it's like what a nurse in a hospital makes versus what a nurse in the home make is like night and day. Like for instance, I have a friend that's in Virginia, Amy. She comments all the time. You might see her sometimes. But in Virginia, like home care nurses are paid $9 an hour. $9 an hour. And that's for like a registered nurse. A registered nurse in a hospital can make easily $35 an hour. Easy. So pay rates are just ridiculous, and it's funded through the government because most people that have home care nursing use Medicare or Medicaid, and my son's is actually paid through our private insurance. So, but it doesn't matter because most of the patients are on government assistance, which is not a bad thing. My son also has Medicaid. It's they have to go by the lowest rates because they can't pay a nurse because so few, like if they could be paid the way that like private insurance reimburses, it wouldn't be an issue, but they can't. So, you know, RNs make, I don't know, an LPN maybe makes $15 an hour in Minnesota, maybe 18. An RN might make $22 an hour, but like in a hospital here, an RN could easily make $35 to $40 an hour. So and then they don't get the same kind of benefits. They don't get the pensions. They don't get the PTO. They don't get any PTO. So they don't get the 401ks. It's just, there's no incentive for people to work in home care. And as a result, people that work in home care have to want to be in home care, and not many people want to be in home care. A lot of nurses end up in home care just because it's more flexible, but home care agencies are so understaffed It is. They feel very entitled. They do want to skate and they feel entitled. And the entitlement is a result of the fact that so she's saying that like a lot of nurses, they end up burnt out in the clinics or at the hospital, which is true. We've had plenty of nurses that we've had in our home that were previously in a hospital, and they went to home care because they were burnt out. But then they come into home care and they are basically like kind of like given the world is your oyster, like there's 47 cases and you can pick wherever you want to go kind of thing. And so by the time they get into a home, it's like I can't tell you how many nurses that have told me that they don't have to be here if they don't want to because there's 5 other clients that they can go to. And when you hear that, it's like you're stuck. Because if that person leaves, there won't be another nurse. And that if you fight with them, they're going to act out. And you are like constantly trying to like keep the peace in your home. And it's really hard. Nobody's interested in this conversation. They're like, Katie, we're just not even going to watch you bitch about nurses. I only have 2 viewers. It's okay though. Hopefully some of you will see this. Oh, Nicole, it's like you were kindred spirits because I am so exhausted. So yesterday, after this whole thing blew up with my friend, with the nurse, it really made me start thinking about there is always so many stories in the news about children that are disabled that are abused and autistic kids that are abused. And I witnessed firsthand nurses getting abusive with my son, nurses arguing with my son, nurses being very demanding of my son, but my son not understanding. See a lot of children with higher functioning autism. They can communicate and they're verbal, and like some kids like my son have pretty high verbal IQs, but my son has very low comprehension. And so even though he knows a lot of words, he doesn't actually.
Okay, I'm gonna just rewind this for a second because Tina heard something. Where am I at? 2032. All right, I'm gonna go back about 1 minute. Here.
It's okay though. Hopefully some of you will see this. Oh, Nicole, it's like you were kindred spirits because I am so exhausted. So yesterday, after this whole thing blew up with my friend, with the nurse, it really made me start thinking about there is always so many stories in the news about children that are disabled that are abused. And
okay, yeah, I heard it, Tina. She's there. She started to say her friend, but she stopped herself and said the nurse. It's kind of weird. I don't know what to make of it, really. But yeah, it's something. Right there about her son having low comprehension. I was checking my messages. I didn't listen to part of it. I've heard her say that though in other videos and shit. Yeah, it that pisses me off. Like even if these things are or were true about her kid, I don't know if they are. I'm not speculating, regardless. But even if they were, I mean, who wants to be on record having said that? Who wants to say that, let alone be on record having said that? Because your kid's probably going to learn of it someday. That would break my heart. Oh my God.
Autistic kids that are abused. And I witnessed firsthand nurses getting abusive with my son, nurses arguing with my son, nurses being very demanding of my son, but my son not understanding. See a lot of children with higher functioning autism. they can communicate, and they're verbal, and like some kids, like my son have pretty high verbal IQs, but my son has very low comprehension. So even though he knows a lot of words, he doesn't actually like know what they mean, and he doesn't understand uh, he doesn't understand like what you're saying to you, what he's saying to you. He just is like regurgitating what he hears. He can memorize like scripts, and then he can just like repeat them. And that confuses people that are not familiar with autism, because then they think that like because he's verbal, he's normal and he can process normally and he can behave normally and he should be able to act normally. And he can't, because his processing is actually below normal. Like his processing is like in the 60s. So he has his IQ is actually not normal. It's below normal. And that tricks people. And so, staff come in your home and people are around children with autism, and they have these expectations that, oh, they can talk, so they can do this, they can do that. And listen, I have nothing against people with autism. I love my autistic followers. I'm just saying that sometimes the kids that are on the higher end of the spectrum, their disabilities are not seen, and because they are verbal, and so their deficits are easier to hide, and it creates a lot of confusion for people that are around them. And if people aren't properly trained, these children become very easy targets for abuse. My son does not understand people. Like, he just had a neuropsych evaluation done, and the neuropsychologist said that he doesn't understand social.
Okay, I got a message from someone in chat asking if we can follow up with this video, talk about it, come tomorrow. And I think that that's a great idea. In fact, I'm going to put off continuing the video until we can have a bigger discussion about it, because I'm sitting here listening, like I just said in chat, like I'm legit, like just wrote in chat how I'm legit sitting here right now imagining how I'd feel if I were listening to my mom right now talking. Like, if this video was of my mother and she was saying these things like when I was a little kid, and I was right now in my age listening to my mom say these things, I just imagining this, I feel like I wanted to start crying, And so thank you for making this suggestion. I think that this is an excellent idea, and I really think that this should be involved with a much bigger discussion, because holy shit, it warrants it. Oh my God. Yeah. So I'm going to put off playing any more of the video. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Maybe I don't know, start over tomorrow. But either way, we'll watch it tomorrow night. And I one of these nights I have to not go live if I want to finish the video too. But yeah, I want to go over this video. So I see a message coming through. I'll put that down. Okay. So actually, also, since that is a great idea, and I'm going to do that, and it's 3:30 a.m. I'm going to call this a night, because I have to go to work in like, I don't know, 8 hours or something, 7-8 hours. But I'll be out tomorrow early too, so. I don't know what that means. Belinda Paul, you make it. I mean, some of the things she says, like about autism in general, I mean, I to my limited knowledge, I think may be accurate. But like you point out, she's talking about her kid, and just why. And first of all, yeah, let's respect his privacy and not discuss these matters with, the entire free world basically online. And how about we just not give our own personal assessments like that, because it matters. I'd be so upset. It's terrible. This is only one video. There are more where she talks about him. Yeah. I've heard like bits and pieces of some of them, but I never really like heard like, I don't know, the whole detail of it all. I have a lot to say about her and her views on autism and her parody. awesome, because I think we all, yeah, we need to hear them, and I think we all need to share our feelings on the matter. I think it can be cathartic. So on that note, I'm going to call it a night, and I'll put a post up sometime tomorrow evening with a time. It won't be late, like tonight won't be midnight or anything, but I don't think it'll be before like 7:00. So I will see you all tomorrow. So good night, everyone. Thanks for being here.